Clemson started running early. They got a pick six, got the lead, and they kept consistently running. And Kelly Bryant, Trey Lawrence, he started throwing the ball all over the field because they were respecting the run. As I stated earlier, their goal line stance only worked because Alabama Clemson were fresh in the fourth quarter. My man Mo Cheese is in the building. He just called the show as usual. Man, much love. Thanks for calling. Holla at your boy.
H rap motherfucking B. What up?
Hey man, send me some of that rum. That's what you do.
Hey man, we got a $8 bottle of rum from Puerto Rico, and it is the strongest rum I've ever tasted in my life, man.
Hey, sounds like a winner. Talk to me, man.
Hey, look, Bama got torched, man. I know you said Sunshine and torch them. I'm trying to torch them boys.
No. What I'm saying is this. The fact that he was able to do what he did is a result of his teammates. I
think honestly, look, I ain't getting into this argument with ABM again. You know, we talked about it. Georgia gave the blueprint on how to beat Alabama. They just didn't finish the job.
Okay. I want you to tell me what's the blueprint. Watch this.
Play their own game.
That's all I'm saying. That's what I knew you were gonna say that. Run the football. Get the safeties to keep.
Bama has relied on the talent that they bring in. Like, don't get me wrong, Nick Saban is a great coach, but they've relied more on talent. And Nick Saban has brought in coaching pieces to be able to help them to overcome their shortcomings. Meaning, like, okay, if you got all 5-star athletes, like, you got to have great coaches to be able to coach other players, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, Bama's secret weapon has always been, like, we have something here that you don't know about, i.e., when they matched against the Georgia team last year, and Jalen Hurts goes out the game, he put 2 wins. Okay, Tua comes in, he torches the hell out of Georgia. Well, what happens this year when Tua plays? I said it prior to 3-3-4 Bama boy. We got tape on Tua now. Tua not going to do what he did last year. But it did the exact opposite, and they brought in Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, you got to take one, Tua, y'all shut him down, we're going to bring in Jalen Hurts. They should have probably brought Jalen Hurts in earlier last night to give them a chance. But it was like, okay, you had the turnover for a touchdown. Bama came back and scored. And Clemson got the ball. Clemson marched down the field. And honestly, when I saw Clemson march down the field, my initial thought on that game, sitting in Puerto Rico amongst a whole bunch of Alabama fans, I said, oh, this about to be, they about to kick y'all ass, man. And everybody was like, what you mean? We a second half team. I said, if this offense is able to move the ball on Alabama's defense the way they move it, Alabama ain't got no chance in this game unless they can change something. And it wasn't nothing that they could change other than bring Jalen Hurts in the game early and change up the way your offense is going.
This is why I disagree. The reason, okay, let's go back through the history of Alabama winning national championships. They've always had a piss poor quarterback who could throw good enough for them to win, and then they run the ball down your throat. Correct?
Yep.
Now,
Georgia got that, right?
No. Just hear me out. Last year, they was running the ball down Georgia's throat, but they couldn't throw. They brought in Tua, who was a change of pace. It was something that you've never seen out of Alabama. So it knocked Kirby Smart back on his heels, and bam, they win. This entire season, the early parts of the season, when Bama was just flushing everybody. Everybody was paying attention to Tua, and nobody was paying attention to those 2 running backs. They have 2 1,000-yard running backs. Last night, they refused to run those guys, and every time Tua dropped back, those defensive linemen, they knew that Alabama was not going to run the football because for whatever reason, people look at it like we're down 21 points. But you're not scoring 2 at a time, you're scoring 7 at a time. As I stated at the top of the show, you scoring in 7-point increments. So if you're down 21 and going into the half and you have the football, you score. And then you stop and you score. That should be worst case scenario, 10 minutes. You're down 7 with momentum. Alabama refused to run the football because when they did run the football late, Clemson couldn't stop it because they were running past the running schemes. The Rams, that's why the Rams can't stop the run because they are not looking for the run. They're just looking for the pass. And if you keep dropping back passing it, they put you on your ass. Next season.
Yes, it is. Is that the same reason there is, and I think so.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same reason Houston got drugged by the coach?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why the title of the show is Stay in Your Lane. Alabama, as I said at the top of the show, these guys out here trying to look like geniuses. You don't look smart when you run the ball. You just win. But guess what? Guess what happens when you win consistently? They say, wow, he's smart. And no one wants to stick to that. Well, most people don't want to stick to that. That's why I always bring up the Patriots. First 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots, they had a solid running game. They stick to the script. That's all I'm saying. Trevor Lawrence is a very good quarterback, but you, as a solid quarterback, would have been able to pick apart their defense because they were running at you, and not, they had it. Clemson consistently has a good running back, and they consistently make you deal with the run. And if you don't as you key in on the run, we're gonna throw it over your head. That's all I'm saying. That's that full.
All right, so me and Lonnie T gonna hit this beach here in a second.
Okay.
I gotta get to a take on this one. So,
my man.
I always say, and it's funny. I say so Jungle and Sarah, shout out Jungle. Jungle is extremely pro-black. And it's not even that he's all the way pro-black. I kind of sort of get it. It's just if you want to talk about black athletes, talk about them in a positive light because it's easy to talk about them in a negative light because everybody does. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
My question is this, and I'm not trying to shit on our black quarterbacks at all. But I watched this Ravens game, and I watched this Houston game, and Jackson and Watson look horrible.
Okay.
Especially first quarter action. Deshaun Watson looked horrible, man. Like the passes, it wasn't no pressure necessarily outside of the fact that he wasn't moving out of the pocket. He could have moved out of the pocket on a lot of those pressures, and he didn't. But if you look at his passes, he was throwing lame ducks. I'm looking at passes that my daughter could have thrown 15 yards downfield. And they just look bad. But as far as Jackson he looked bad the entire game. I don't know, you're going to have an off game. He just looked bad. He wasn't moving out of the pocket well. He didn't run when he could have ran. He didn't use his wheels. And then even when he was throwing passes, either it was high or it was extremely low.
Okay.
Now, people be like, well, it was the line. It was this, it was that. Nah. That's you being a quarterback and you not being ready for a pressure moment. And I was one of the proponents that said coming into that game with Deshaun Watson, I was like, Watson is a big game quarterback. He disappointed the shit out of me.
Okay. That is a situation. This is what it is. You're looking at the disease and not the symptoms. The disease is erratic passes, right? The symptoms, the reason you have so many erratic passes is in part because of the line is so poor. Look, okay. I want you to stick your arm out directly in front of your face. Like just stick it out like not like almost like a Hitler thing, but it's as if you're trying to reach out for something in front of you. Now move it up on like a six. Right. Move it up on like a 60-degree angle. Not all the way up, but like in between 90 degree and 60 degree. Now where your hands are, where your hand is now, that's how a quarterback sees the football field. From that point. Now, when you get hit once, pull your arm down like a quarter inch. And then get hit again, you put it down another quarter inch. When you get hit the fourth or fifth time, you are no longer looking at the top of helmets and looking down the field. You are looking at those dudes in front of you, numbers, because you are afraid to. You are thinking, I'm about to get hit. I can't trust these dudes. Now, that's part one. Part two is this. Most black quarterbacks don't have very good fundamentals, and they're not being taught properly because they've lived on their athleticism most of their career. When you watch the game this Sunday, watch as you see Dak Prescott throw the ball. He's always leaning to the left or to the right. He hardly ever throws the ball both feet planted on the ground, looking in the direction or throwing in the direction of his receiver, using his thighs, his quadriceps, his hips, and his shoulder to throw the ball. You don't throw a football with your arm. You throw it with your legs. So if your legs are not under you, you're going to get an erratic pass. And if you're looking for someone to hit you, you will also throw an erratic pass. After the line has shitted on them so many times, you now, as the defensive coordinator, what you do is say, don't sick them and don't hunt anymore. Sit in the front four. We're going to drop the back seven and make him throw into tiny holes. And if he cannot throw into those tiny holes, we will beat their asses. The reason you do that, that's why you must run the football. Because when you run the football, I know J.J. Watt is on his team. I'm just using those guys as an example. When you run in the football, Whitney Merciless, Jadeveon Clowney, and J.J. Watt cannot just steamroll a lineman and get at you, because now they have to be worried about Miller and Blue. No one was worried about Miller and Blue in that game. Therefore, we gonna go and knock you on your ass until the middle of the game. And now we know that you're looking and not trusting your offensive line. Your balls will be erratic. Mark my words. Dak Prescott will not be throwing with both feet planted, aiming his body toward where he wants to throw the ball on a regular basis this week. And it's because he gets hit so much. Dak Prescott, as elusive as he is, led the National Football League in sacks. Okay?
Is that a proponent of coaching, getting more, as regulars just said in the chat room? At the end of the day, it's hard to block for a person that is not, like, look at the football field, man. You play football. When you line up on the field, there's a pocket that's supposed to be protected, right?
Okay.
But the quarterback moves outside of that pocket, you can't block the quarterback the same way, number one. Number two, I'm just looking at the game.
Okay.
I'll say this on the snaps for the Raiders. Like, I don't understand why so many stats went bad. It's not like this is the first time Jackson played in a football game.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we have so many odd snaps? Why do we have so many bad snaps and fumbles? But then at the same time, I gotta look at the quarterbacks too, and I gotta look at the whole game. And when I'm looking at the whole game, I'm like, damn, man, the whole right side of the field is over big run.
Oh, but hold on. Okay, I'm finna show. Now moving to Lamar Jackson. Okay. When I played defensive back, I weighed about 160 pounds. 160, 175 pounds. That's where I was. The average DB in the league is about that size. 165, maybe 175 to 200 pounds. You're a big DB if you're 200 pounds. The Los Angeles Chargers had 7 defensive backs out there. Can you please explain to me why John Harbaugh didn't run the ball 45 times like they normally do?
No one. because